Welcome back to British Fencing TV's presentation of the 2015 Beazley British Fencing Championships from the EIS in Sheffield. I'm Karen Bashir, and joining me for the women's foil gold medal match, resident stato and foil expert Paul Sibbott. Afternoon, Paul.
I'll try and live up to that billing, Kareem. Thank you for inviting me.
Right, well, our fencers are Ayesha Fihosy of South Boston on your right and Katie Smith of Edinburgh Fencing Club on your left. Our referee is Jan Bretto with Nick Payne on the video. Paul, what can we expect here?
Fairly cagey, I think, in lots of ways. These two know each other quite well. They're both under 20s. They've got 1 year of under 20s left. So it's almost like a British under 20 championships as well. They train quite a lot together. They're both on the World Class Talent Programme. Or is it the TIC, Talent Identification, I think. At least Katie's on the Talent Identification. I think Ayesha's on the Talent. So they train together quite a lot, and they'll have competed together around the circuit this year.
Well, they've been fencing all day today. Round of pulls followed by some direct elimination fights. A lovely attack from Fihosy to get us off the mark. Can you tell us a little bit about what they've been up to today?
It's been a very small competition. 16 is an incredibly small number to be in the competition, but it's been pretty high quality up to from the last 8 stage. There's some surprising people getting through. Ayesha probably had 1 moment. Yes, Ayesha had the hardest of the ways through. She had to put out Lisa McKenzie, one of our top fencers in the last 8 to get through, and then she had to put out Natalia Shepherd in the semi-finals, who is probably, I would say, our only senior world-class fencer in the country, and that was a very low-scoring affair at 6-all. Katie's had an easier trip through, but that doesn't mean she hasn't fenced well to get there. She obviously has. As I say, it's been a fairly short day, relatively speaking, but some fairly intense fencing.
Yeah, small field, but high quality in that Fihosy Shepherd fight. Did, as you say, finish 6 apiece after a priority minute with no score. That's quite unusual, isn't it?
It's not that unusual for Nat. She's a very careful fencer, and she regularly wins 15-hit fights with scoring less than 15, and it can be as low as 2 or 3 hits. She's very, very patient, and Ayesha must have really reined herself in to play with Nat on the patience side.
Well, Ayesha is our current under-20 champion, so she'd be looking to double that up with the senior title as well here in Sheffield. She
would. A senior title she's already won, in fact, in previous years. So we'll see how she works with this. The last senior championships, which was obviously held in 2013, Ayesha went out in the last 8 at that stage, so she missed out on a medal that year.
Well, she's doing pretty well here, 5-1 up, and a slightly more direct approach on, I would say, from Fihosy. Smith's working hard, though.
She is. She has some very good training up in Edinburgh with Don McKenzie. They've got a good group of girls fencing up there, which Don refers to as the Coven. So there's 5 or 6 of them all represented in the top 10 or 20 in the British rankings. Ayesha fences on a general day-to-day basis, fencing mainly with the lads down at South Boston, so they don't get an awful lot of fencing against other girls. But she's a very strong fencer as a result of that.
And seemingly able to hit with both offensive and defensive moves. Although that's a nice feint disengage from Smith there to go to the shoulder. That's a very accurate hit.
Certainly was. Lovely timing. Put the blade into the parrying space, took it away, and then went underneath and hit on the shoulder. But that was a nice reply with a riposte there from Ayesha.
Fihosy content to work from quite a long distance here and draw the Edinburgh fencer into that distance and picking her off as she comes in.
She is. She's not letting Katie get to critical distance to be able to just launch a fast attack, and she's very quick on her feet, and as soon as Katie starts to move forward, she's taking out that distance, and Ayesha's just closing the distance when she wants to rather than when Katie wants her to. So in many ways I would say Ayesha's controlling the distance more, and that's really reflected in the score that we've got here.
Well, as Katie Smith has her weapon tightened up, sometimes they go a bit loose, we'll now get back underway. Again, these attacks from Smith just aren't making it through.
Yeah, it's choosing the right distance. Again, she was expecting Ayesha to go back slightly. Ayesha just attacked into it, and so Katie went over the top.
Follows it up with a beautiful attack, and it looks like Fihosy is cruising to this one.
Yeah, on that occasion, Ayesha was going forward at a consistent rate and then accelerated with 2 steps and a nice quick lunge, which Katie didn't change the speed of.
Well, it looks like Ayesha Fihosy has got the bit between her teeth. She is pulling away impressively in this fight.
Yeah, even on that occasion, got a bit of luck. Katie's riposte didn't land, and the Runese hit the target nicely.
Attempted parry riposte blocked out there by Smith, and then Fihosy's been given the hit. Are we going to see our first video referral? Well, Katie Smith looks back to Donnie McKenzie, her coach, and McKenzie says, no, that was Fihosy's.
Don tends to accept things and just get on with them and just try to get keep the mentality of the fencer concentrated. And in fact, I think Katie was short, and then Ayesha took it up.
Well, this time it was Katie's attack, but she misses, and Fihosy is now just a couple of hits away from becoming the national champion.
It's now simply a case of confidence. Katie doesn't have a confidence that she can get to the distance to actually hit Ayesha properly, so she's attacking from long distances, she's getting her footwork wrong, and it comes to different tension after the first 5 or 6 hits. Ayesha realises she has control over it. Katie's not quite sure what to do about the distance, and each time at the moment it's coming off in Ayesha's favour.
Well, a dominant display from Ayesha Fihosy of South Boston. She is the 2015 Beazley British Fencing Women's Foil Individual Champion, and what a dominant display.
It was indeed, yes. I mean, it's a fantastic effort from Katie to get to the final, and she'll be really annoyed with herself for going down by quite so many hits. But Ayesha's just had the confidence that she's built up over the last few seasons. Last 8 finals of the senior championships, winning the junior championships, etc., and quite a bit of experience. She's just got back from the junior world championships, where she didn't burn the world down, as it were, in that, but she's gradually gaining more experience. Both Katie and her have another year in the under 20 category, and hopefully they can learn from the big stage experience here and more experience going abroad next year to improve those results when they go into Europe and into Worlds, where at the end of the day that's where it counts. This is a fantastic result. Her name's going to be on the trophy forever and a day, which is a fantastic thing.
Well, Paul Sibbett, thank you very much for your interesting insight into the Women's Foil individual match. Don't go away too far, because we've got 2 more finals to come, and they'll be coming up very, very soon. You are watching British Fencing TV's presentation of the 2015 Beazley British Fencing Championships.